coach from Farmington Cardinals, Coach Tommy Tice, Hall of Famer, everything you want to check the box with you, man. Over 300 wins this season, hit that accomplishment. But the big deal, you took the Farmington Cardinals all the way to War Memorial Stadium this year, an unbelievable job. Talk to us a little bit about the journey.
Well, they took me. I'm just glad I got to be in the right spot at the right time. Yeah. It was unbelievable. That's about all you can say. You come from behind to win a bunch of games in conference, and you come from behind to win 3 in the playoffs. And then you get to see the greatest team the Bolden brothers ever had. I mean, what much more can you ask for?
Well, it is. Talk to you. You got Lester here, and talk to us about your quarterback. I mean, what a phenomenal year he had. Obviously the team, but man, he put them on his back sometimes and just let it loose. One of the big talents at the quarterback in the state of Arkansas.
Well, I tell you, a lot of the coaches, including Bray Cook, accused us of spraying him down with Pam or something. It's so slippery. But
it's a real concern that we have.
Yeah, no, they wanted to check him. If they had foreign substances on him or whatever. But the guy, he could turn a bad play into a good play. He can turn an old coach into a good coach again. And things like that. And he had over 3,000 yards passing, rushed for over 1,000 yards. Accounted for 42 touchdowns. And just one of those kids that watched more film than any of the coaches. Coach on the field type of guy, and the kids all loved him. When he walked in the huddle and, had something to say, they thought it was going to work.
Yeah.
And if it broke down, he'd make it work. So.
Well, Bray, you got to see him live.
Yes, we did. Unfortunately, we did. Now, Coach, you did such an incredible job this year. What's next for the Farmington Cardinals?
Well, we start out the same way. We want to do it all over again. And, we started today doing some testing, some stuff like that. And, we start climbing that mountain. And I told him, I said, far as I know, we'll be 0-0 that first game. Nothing we did this year is going to count for anything next year, except that we know now we can do it.
Well, and your players more familiar. You know who's coming back. You're not coming.
Well, I told them I'd learn their names by the time they graduated. There's still a few of them I'm struggling with.
Sure.
All right, Mal.
Well, Coach Tice, I had the pleasure of coming to Farmington and presenting Aiden Lester our Player of the Week award one week this year, and meeting with and talking to your team. And the one thing I'll never forget about that day at practice, I was sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden I hear, "I told you not to touch the quarterback." and Lester got hit on his hand or something like, "I told you not to touch the quarterback." And he told you, "I'm okay, Coach."
Yeah.
And I remember what you told me after during your playoff run, you were playing, I can't remember who you were playing, and you had to score late, and he said, "Coach, they gave me too much time."
Well, that was down at Morrilton.
Morrilton.
And Morrilton scores to go ahead in an unbelievable game. I mean, it just looked like a ping pong match, going back and forth. But he comes by there and I forgot there was 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the half when we got the ball, and he took us down and scored. So we got the ball back with 1 minute and 42 seconds left, and he comes by and said, "They messed up." And I'm thinking, he's surely not criticizing our defense, And he looks at me and said, "They left too much time on the clock." I said, "Go get them, Tiger."
Love it.
Well, Coach, talk to us a little bit about this. Is your staff a little bit? Mark Watley, I got to bring him up. Phenomenal job. Got him back in it, and just offensively, you guys were a juggernaut all year long.
Well, the thing about it, including myself, on an 11-man staff, 7 new ones.
Wow.
And 6 of them hired after the middle of June.
Yeah.
And it is a tremendous staff, best staff I ever worked on. Of course, we had holdovers. Casey Moreland, tremendous defensive coordinator, put him up against anybody, and then Jay Harper, former defensive coordinator who had the defensive line. Clint Scrivener was defensive back coach. So these guys are, they're all holdovers. Then you had a Bill Harrelson.
Yeah.
Bill Harrelson, people have been around football. They know Bill Harrelson is as good a football coach as there is. And so he's with the defensive back. So that solidified our defensive staff. And then over on the offense side, of course, we talked about, having, Coach Watley and nobody can match the things that he does.
No
I mean,
doubt.
he's an unbelievable coach. And we had an offensive line coach, Jared Jackson, tremendous offensive line coach. Who was looking for to move, so that was good. A young man named Walker Cheevers, who I think Bray had on his staff at one time,
He did.
came in and did a tremendous job for us with the wide receivers. And then we had Jay Weatherford. He was a holdover too. And Jay did a tremendous job with us with running backs, and that. So the staff was really, really good. And, they just meshed. We meshed.
Yeah.
And as you know, any team, the main thing's chemistry.
Yep.
And that was the thing about this team. There was no selfishness on the team in any way. In the staff, offense helped the defense, defense helped the offense, and on our team, there was no senioritis, what you refer to.
Yeah.
That's pure selfishness is what it is. And we didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
And so we were, very fortunate.
Well, and that goes to one thing. You don't ever take credit for anything, but bringing guys in June, new deal, that shows what kind of football coach, and that's why you're one of the best that's ever walked in the state of Arkansas. Putting all that together, that you won't take any credit.
No,
for
I
it,
won't take the credit for it. You want to hand the credit out. You need to hand it out to Bo Thompson. Man had
Yeah.
enough guts to come and look at a coach that'd been out of coaching, for 9 years. Of course, Carl Peterson gave old Dick Vermeil an opportunity
Yes, sir.
after being out 14 years. So, I wasn't the oldest guy that ever did that. But two other coaches that we had also that we added was Josh Fox, former coach at Joe T. Robinson and Bearville and Elkins, and Bo Collins. And he was worked with our linebackers, and Josh was our assistant offensive line coach. So we had 11 coaches. We coached 7th grade, junior high, and high school, and that worked out pretty good. But I was lucky. I was real lucky. I know I was lucky putting the staff together that late, and everything had to fall right, but it did fall right. And the last piece, and I think really the crowning piece to the defense, and I think Coach Moreland would say this, it was Bill Harris.
Yeah. I don't think it's any doubt. Well, Coach, I'm going to let you get back to this deal here at Hooten's. You've been here a few times. This is your first time back in a while. Man, this thing's grown, isn't it?
It's just gotten really, really big, and it does a lot for high school football, and I'm for anybody and anything that does a lot for high school football. Very proud of the Thrash family and what they have done with this, and just going to get bigger and better.
Well, Coach, we'll let you get back to it. Hey, what's fun? We're going to get to see you again next year, too.
Well, I hope so. I hope we do. That'd be great.
Well, good deal. Well, Coach, hey, once again, congratulations on a fantastic year. I mean, it's so much fun watching you guys week in, week out, especially that playoff run. It's something those kids aren't ever going to forget.
Well, people make fun of my age. And, it worked well for me against Parkview because about 3 hours after the game, I forgot who we'd played.
Well, thank you, Coach Tice. You're always great to have on here, man. Appreciate you. We'll see you later, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
Coach.
See you, buddy.